My Friend Dahmer tells the life story of Jeffrey Dahmer before he became the serial killer that we all know and fear. It's definitely a unique and original take on not only Jeffrey Dahmer, but in general, how we view serial killers as just plain evil, and we forget or maybe neglect to take a look back into the past to see how they became who they are. And while I do like that concept and that idea, not a whole movie. So let's get into it. The people category covers acting, characters, casting, importance, and chemistry, and 3 of which had perfect scores here, and that was the acting ability, who they casted in the roles, and how the chemistry works. Lots of great acting from everybody involved, and of course, Ross Lynch, who played Jeffrey Dahmer, did a really good job, especially from being a Disney Channel actor, as did everybody around him, which is obviously why both casting and acting got full points. As far as chemistry goes, it's kind of like the lack of chemistry that works as the chemistry. Jeffrey Dahmer is like a sociopath that doesn't really understand emotions like other people do, and his off-putting nature really resonates through the film, and you feel that as chemistry or lack thereof. So all of those get full points. The ones that got half points were characters and the importance to the plot. You're not going to really remember the characters of the movie other than Dahmer, and as far as importance goes, I think from the beginning of the movie it does a good job of explaining that he is a little bit crazy, and regardless of who comes into his life, he was going to turn out a certain way. So I don't think anybody really influenced his life in that big of a way. So that's why those got half points. People score gets 8 out of 10 possible stars. Writing score goes over the dialogue, how balanced the movie was, the depth of the actual story, originality, and interesting. 2 of which got perfect scores here, and that was story depth and originality. Really diving into Dahmer's character in a way that hasn't really been seen before. It's definitely original. Both story depth and original get full points there, obviously. Everything else gets half points. There wasn't anything about the dialogue that stuck out. The balance of the movie, of course, it's following a true story, so there is no clear goal anywhere from the movie. It's just following his life. Interesting, yes, to the fact that it's about Dahmer. No to the fact that rather a mundane look at his life. Writing score gets 7 out of 10 possible stars. BTS score goes over the visuals, the directing, editing, advertisement, and the music. 2 of these got perfect scores. Again, this would be the advertisement. It was as advertised, goody goody goody. And also directing, as the director did a pretty good job of making the entirety of the movie feel disturbing. Not only of that, but also focusing a lot on making it feel like it took place in the 70s. They filmed at the actual childhood home of Jeffrey Dahmer. Everything else here gets half points. Nothing about the visuals really stands out. Editing is fine, and nothing really about the music or sound stuck out for me. The BTS score is 7 out of 10 possible stars. The narrative arc, of course, goes over the introduction, inciting incident, obstacles, climax, and falling action, only 1 of which got perfect score, and that, of course, was introduction, as it was getting you acquainted with who Jeffrey Dahmer was and everything. Everything else got half points. The inciting incident is not much of anything. The obstacles was fine, but it's not super focused on. Climax kind of anticlimactic. Falling action, it doesn't really calm down, but I guess you could call it a new norm of sorts. Narrative arc score gets 6 out of 10 possible stars. Entertainment score, how entertaining was it? This goes through rewatchability, fun experience, impulse to buy, impulse to talk, and if it sucks the audience in. 2 of which get half points. That is the fun experience and sucking you in. And that mostly has to do with the fact that this is a Dahmer movie and you want to see certain things from it. But the fact that the movie can sometimes be slow or maybe boring to some people doesn't help those. That's why those are half points. Everything else gets 0. I have no impulse to buy it or own it. I have no impulse to talk about it other than this review, and I won't be rewatching it at all. Entertainment score gets 2 out of 10. Specialty score. These are the 5 things I wanted to know about the movie before I saw it. IMDb lists this off as a biographical film. a drama, and a horror, so I want to know about those three genres and how well that defines this movie. I wanted to see how factual it is with the true story, and of course if it's halfway decent, as usual. Biographical, and when it's talking about Jeffrey Dahmer, there is some certain things that you do want to see in the movie. The things that you want to see in the movie don't happen. 5 out of 10 possible stars. It is dramatic. I can't argue anything against that. Lots of drama there. 10 out of 10 possible stars. As a horror, it's not really a horror film, especially because it doesn't go into the later things going on in Dahmer's life. However, I guess you could say it's kind of creepy and disturbing in some other areas, so I will give it 5 out of 10. How accurate is it as a true story in general? I did some fact checking after I see the movie, as usual, and it was pretty factual. It followed the story rather well. It's 10 out of 10 possible stars. Halfway decent. I do believe that they made the movie that they wanted to make, so I gotta give it credit for that and give it 10 out of 10 possible stars. If we add up all those points, we get 70 out of 100 possible stars. 70%. It's, it's alright. Guys, tell me what you thought of my friend Dahmer in the comments down below. And if you could kindly subscribe to me on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that bell to be notified when I come out with my next movie review, which will not be tomorrow. Tomorrow is my birthday, so I guess I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.